It's Black Series Edition LLC. I'm going to talk about something real quick. In the background, I'm doing some demonstrations, doing some demonstration videos real quick for some demonstrations for tomorrow. Sorry about the coughing and all. Now, I told you before that there's no way in the world possible that this person was going to be able to do 4 screen paints, 4 colors, and be able to make a profit. That'd be virtually impossible. As I said before, it would cost too much money to make the product to begin with. Way too much money. And in order for him to do this, he's going to have to bring his containers down to 32 ounces. I said that already. Where's my remote control set for this thing? I don't want to hear that in the background. There we go. So he would have to bring his containers down to 32 ounces in order for him to make a 1-coat application, which means everything he based his product off to begin with, because he doesn't know much about making products, basically all false, all fake to begin with. So as I can see, both of them are doing this price drop at $60. Gentlemen, understand this. You can drop your paints down to 20 bucks. It's not going to stop people from buying our products. Number one, our products are tested. We can back them up 100%. I literally just got finished doing a demonstration on an ultra short throw, $140 projector, and I was able to move around the environment with no problem whatsoever. Your products are not tested, and in order for you to prove that your products are tested, you're going to have to do a lot of live demonstrations showing that they can do exactly as you claim they can do. Which means, sorry about that, challenges that we put out, that we asked you to do, you should have done those a long time ago. As a matter of fact, none of that paint should ever be sold unless it can show that it was properly tested. Contrast levels, black screens need to be done in fully lit environments, and these are tests that can last anywhere from an hour to 3 hours to 4 hours long by themselves. So we've seen this already with this particular individual, multiple launch dates. I've seen launch dates that were supposed to come up in September, December. We've seen them in January, we saw them in July, and now site's been closed for a while, and now he's popping up a new date, which is going to be in April. Let me explain something to you. I really couldn't care less about your launch dates or anything, because again, as I said before, after what I've seen from the products already, I haven't seen much. I haven't seen any real products being tested, anything being designed. And keep in mind, you know, the products that I've seen so far are nothing more than just water and black and white paint, so there's nothing there. As for the other fellow, well, you know, his products came up to be nothing more than just house paints. We have multiple demonstrations displaying his product, looking as matching house paint. So right there, that damages his name already. Gentlemen, you have caused so much, I'm not worried about, to me, you can't touch me at the end of the day, but you have caused so much damage to yourselves by cutting corners that you have a lot of testing to do. If Jamie decides to bring out any products, he's going to test all products under Network Race 773 and Slip Silver, because customers need to know if they're not getting taken again. As in this fellow right here, you need more tests. You don't have enough tests on your products at all. As a matter of fact, you haven't even been in the business long enough. So as you can see, changes that he made on the products here, 32 ounces. I told him he had to bring it down to 32 ounces because there's no way in the world that you're going to be able to sell this product in 48 ounces. It's way too big of a container. Not going to happen. So as you can see, everything we told them what they had to do, now they're listening to us. Because we're the experts in this field. I've been in this business a long, long time. So I tell you, if I tell you that 48 ounces is a bad way to go, if you don't know what you're doing, and you can end up losing your shirt with this, especially with a 4-coat application, it's a bad idea. But still, even after all that, keep in mind, you're still going to have to go in and show tests. Your product is going to have to show that it is tested before you can actually sell it to the customer. And all those tests have to be done live. That's what you're going to have to do. Because that dark product comes out way too dark. Comes out way too dark. Let me see. Yeah, these specification sheets aren't really saying much at all. There's nothing there in the specification sheets. But I guess they feel if they bring their prices down to $60, that's going to put me. How would that put me out of business in any way? My product can knock out certifies easily, so no, not going to be a problem for us. They all have the same thing, literally. Nothing here. There's nothing in your specification sheets. They're basically all saying the same thing. Nothing there. I don't see any change in here at all, period. All I see is the same thing. There's nothing in here at all. No specification sheet. There's nothing here. I don't even consider this not even a specification sheet. Man, I swear, you guys don't do anything right at all, period. That's not a specification sheet. No, you front and rear. All right. Yeah. This is more nonsense. Approximate gain. Again, you can't have two gains. That's virtually impossible. I don't know how you put this in here. That shouldn't even be there to begin with. How do you have a 0.95 and a 0.01? That doesn't even make any sense. You can't have that in there. You can't have two gains in there. There's no specifications. Nothing here for viewing angles. There's nothing here for basically or proper storage into the product. There's nothing in there at all, period. Not a thing. Let me go switch over to another video. There's nothing in the specification sheet. Not a thing. What's the coverage on the surface? There's nothing there for outside applications, nothing there at all, period. There's nothing in the specification sheet. So we got mid-grade, that's the color of it. What's the class category of it? There's no class category, so there's a problem right there. This is why you have to be careful about people who just put stuff in and there's no testing on this product whatsoever. What's the lowest amount of lumens that can be used on the product? None of that's in there. You can't put a specification sheet in until you test the product. Let's go over to our, let me see over here. Now this is a specification sheet because our products are tested. We have all the test back of our products. This is what I mean by you got to be really careful about doing business with people who don't know what they're talking about. So right here we have our complete cinema. We have tests on 1,000 lumen demonstrations. We have our test over here on showcase room and why all that's going on right now behind us. We have the screen firing up over there in a fully lit environment with no problem. So a lot of information missing off those specification sheets. So you're supposed to have, when you're designing a product, you're supposed to have name of the product, it's the full name of the product, class category, which we call a Black Series Edition, that's a category. The gain on the screen, what's it called? We have a new ambient light rejection function. Product category, what is the category of that product? What is it used for? Is it for rear projection? Is it for front projection? If for rear projection, you have to tell exactly how much light can push through the screen without the screen become washing out or fading. And man, there's just so much stuff missing off here. All right, if you have serious abbreviations, like we use ADV a lot in our demonstrations. So basically, we put down ADV stands for advanced. I mean, a no ambient light controlled environment or dark environments. What's the lowest lumen count you can show on your screen? Now, mind you, when you do a low lumen count, you have to show multiple colors, comparison to white surfaces, compared to gunmetal technology. with lights on, ultra short throw demonstrations, all that has to be done. Let me see what we have here. Type of product. What type is this product? Is this a physical projection screen or is this a screen paint product? Customers are going to ask that. What is it? What kind of physical product is it? Is it a projection screen? Is it an acoustic screen? Is it a rear projection screen? What is it? Physical projection screen? What type of screen? Roll on or spray on screen paint. Please note this is not a physical projection screen. You got to put that in there because people will think that it could be a physical screen. Viewing angles. What are the viewing angles on this technology? Our screen paint has a 190-degree viewing angle. We showed you that in the last video. I bounced all over the walls in that room and showed you that screen can pull up at any angle we want on an ultra short throw at the size that we're producing in a fully lit environment. So you have all that in there. You have to show basically, you can pick up a 190-degree viewing angle with ultra short throw, or long throw. You have to like to explain to what is a narrow viewing cone effect. You don't know that because you don't have that in your specifications. What is the color of the screen? That has to be put down there. You have that already. We call them OLED black. We explain to them why they're called OLED black. White level capabilities, which means you're going to have tons of tests on white level capabilities, which means all different forms of white surfaces, all different forms of fabrics, all different forms of paints, all different forms of, it's going to be crazy. Keep in mind your tests are all going to be done live. And every last live test can last anywhere from an hour to 3 hours long in live. We've got tons of demonstrations doing that. So you guys, I see at the end of the day, are trying to drop your prices down to 60 bucks. That's not going to affect me. You have to understand, I don't know where you guys feel that you're in our universe. You're not in our universe. We tackle certified screens. Do you understand how this works? If you're not taking on a Black Diamond, DMP Supernova, Dark Star 9, any one of those big dogs at the end of the day, you're not on my level. This is what we design our technology to be able to handle and take over, not your products at the end of the day. And in order for you to get on our level, you're going to have to do a ton of testing to prove you have our product. And you don't have this. I'm in there with a $140 projector in the next room, and you guys got what, $3,000 units, and you can't even get a freaking contrast level to pull. So all that testing has to be done right there. Paint on application info. You have none of this on your site. Basically, for a paint sprayer, what kind of paint sprayer do you recommend? What do you use? We use Wagner 250s all the time, so we recommend those highly all the time. Please note when using a paint sprayer, please use in a well-ventilated area. This must inform the customer to use it in a well-ventilated area. They should know it has to be up there. They must use a mask, they must use safety glasses, one coat application, no priming. What happens if they try to spray this on an acoustic screen? What's the results? You gotta put that in there. Which we have here, that bottom line, if you spray this on an acoustic screen, picture will transfer through, sound will not be coming with it because you'll clog the hose with it. We have a special coating for that. Let's see, what type of surfaces can you paint it on? You have a stress test demonstration showing what type of surfaces that you have painted this on. How does this react to polyester tarps? Inflatable projection screens is an extremely temperamental surface. It doesn't stick well to those surfaces. There can be complications like screens cracking and peeling. This is a surface that's going to be taken down, folded up over and over and over again, blown up, expanded, over and over and over again. It's going to take a ton of stress, and there's going to be some problems with it cracking or peeling. What about weatherproofing? How long have you had screens sitting outside in different types of weather to prove that your product can actually withstand without cracking or peeling? You don't have anything. You have any heat stress tests? Anything like that? Nope. Because you haven't done any testing. If you haven't done any testing to begin with, how are you going to make new products? That's a problem right there. Let's see. We have here one coat, no priming. What about different fabrics? So we know on our end, if we paint a fabric surface with our product, what's going to happen is, hold on, let me get a remote control for this sound. We'll get back here. So if I'm in here and I'm painting fabric, what's going to happen is, we know on our end, because we've done the testing, that an area can get blotty, which means that some areas soaking more, some soaking less, and you get this blotty look to the screen. Even though it may look like it's nothing there and it's good to go, the minute you hang up the screen and light passes through it, you'll see parts of the screen that will basically be a little darker, some will be a little lighter, because what didn't take and what did take. So You have to do those demonstrations on all different types of fabrics. Sorry about that, people. Let's see what we have here. Other specification: fabric. 2 coats of primer will be needed to give the screen an even layer. This is a test we've done already multiple times. What kind of rollers can be used on your product? Can you use 9-inch net rollers? Can you use 4-inch rollers, 2-inch rollers? All that has to be put up there. Let's see. We have on ours, do not paint with foam rollers, brushes, or we do not, this will mark and damage the screen. Is your product going to be low odor, low VOC, and eco-friendly? That's going to be it. What about water-based? Is the product water-based? Some people will not put a chemical, they don't know that's water-based, into a paint sprayer because this automatically makes the product an automatic airborne product. Airborne, which means, again, that's why you need to have a mask on. Drying time. Where's the drying time of your product? I've dried so many screens on camera, it's not even funny. I literally dried these screens over here without a fan at all, period. So we have on ours where it says, and I know you guys are probably going to copy off of this, but whatever. We have 30 minutes with a fan depending on the size of the screen. Average screen at 100 inches, 30 minutes. What about your cleanup? What's the cleanup for your process? So if someone spills this on the floor, spills it on the rug, spills it on them, what's the cleanup process? It's going to be hot water and soap. It's going to be mild soap, harsh soap. What are you going to have there? And nothing there at all, period. You don't have that there either. Proper storage of the product. Where is this product going to be stored? Just paint left over? Where are they going to store it at? It's going to be, has to be in a room temperature environment. What is the shelf life on the product? How long before the product starts to deteriorate? Now, when you're doing your basically sizes, what aspect ratio of what size screen can you paint? If you do up to 160 inches, what's your ratio sizes? That's 1610, 16:9, and 235.1. Do you know your sizes for 235.1? Do you know your sizes for 1610? 1610 screens have odd sizes. One we have in the next room, which I got on my screen blown up, my actual screen is 159 inches at 16:9, but we got it at 129 and at 16:9. The 1610s. The 1610s can be 127, 129s. They have odd numbers. 235.1s have 117, 113, 158, 178. They have odd numbers. People want to ask those questions, so you know that. You have to know all that. Paint on surface application, which means what kind of surface can you paint this on and what kind of stress test did you put it through to make sure it was going to survive the stress test. So we got mesh, micro mesh. Please note when spraying mesh or micro mesh or any kind of sound, light, acoustic surface, sound will no longer transfer through, only display, which means that stuff will clog your holes. We got a special paint for that, only for that, for those acoustic screens. If someone goes in and paints that stuff on the acoustic screen, you could damage your screen. You could owe them a lot of money at the end of the day. If you paint this on an inflatable screen, like I said, an inflatable screen surface, even though it's a soft PVC, sometimes they make it a little harder PVC, but it depends on, but that's a very temperamental surface. It's not going to be stationary. It's going to come down over and over and over again, and that's a surface that's going to take a lot of stress, and they're known for cracking and peeling. But if you haven't done any tests on that, you don't know. Let's see, you got PVC, you got wood, you got glass, you got drywall, motorized projection screens, fixed screen screens, plexiglass, fiberglass, smooth brick, and so on. You're going to have to test all that out. All that's going to be tested. And every time you test one of these, you're going to have to go to the routine. Contrast, white levels, color levels. Let's see. And then you have to do different caliber projectors while you're at it. So get collecting on projectors because you don't have enough projectors to do enough tests. And you don't have enough certified screens to do enough tests. So you got to start making some phone calls. Let's see. We don't, for our end, we don't touch stucco and we don't touch polyester tarps. It doesn't work too well. We know that from our personal experience. If you're making accusations that you can paint up to at a 32 ounces, 150 inches, can you do this? Can you show us a paint out? Which means you have to physically paint the screen in with the container showing that you can actually get that size out of that particular screen size. Y'all don't have any of those. We know that. We haven't seen them. Gee whiz, you know different calibers of 720p projectors you're going to have to test on your product? You're going to at least need about 20 of them. I would say get to collecting. Well, you can't put these statements in because you don't know anything about that. Here. Different types of projectors. Now, the other one makes a black product. He calls them making a black product. You got a ton of testing to do, and that is not even funny. The test you got to do in a black screen is freaking berserk. Yeah, good luck on that one. And you're going to have to test against the knockoff projectors because we've been through that already. We know exactly how our screens will function. I know for a fact that if the knockoffs don't work on our black technology, it definitely won't be working on yours because your screens don't generate a high enough white light. It doesn't even work on the projectors that are not knockoff, so that's even bad. It doesn't work on ultra short throw. That's extremely bad. I don't know how you can't pass ultra short throw. It's an easy test to do. I got a black screen right now, and they're running off ultra short throw right now. Piece of cake. I can move all around that environment. You can't pick up an ultra short throw on a black. That's never good. That's a bad sign. And that's the summary. That's it. So you're gonna need all that. You have nothing here. There's nothing here at all, period. You have 32 ounces, which remember I told you, in order for him to make any money, he's going to switch it over to 32 ounces. This 42 ounces cost too much to make. Did I not say that? Was I not right? I told you I was right. Covers up to 150-inch screen. You're going to have to do a paint down on that one. You can't put that down. You're going to have to do a paint down first to show that you can actually do 150-inch. And you got to have that much paint left over after you do the paint down, just in case if the customer decides to go heavy. Because not everybody's going to paint the same way you're going to paint. Some people are going to be lighter, some people are going to be heavier. To make sure you have enough left over. The fact that it's gray, we already know from the door it can't pass a black screen, so that's not going to happen. Let's see. No, it's not possible. You got no test to back any of this up. Front and rear projection screen. That's definitely going to be an issue right there. I don't even know how that's even going to work. You can't roll on front and rear. Oh my goodness, you guys don't know what you're doing over here. You know why you can't roll on a rear projection screen? Because any imperfection from the roller, it's going to transfer through on the other side of the screen. They have to be sprayed on only. That's the only way you can apply those on. I have never seen anybody, not even a professional, roll one of those on. It's virtually impossible. Any streak, any mark, any imperfection, any hair or gnat or anything that comes off that roller and lands on that surface will transfer right through the other side. That has to be sprayed on only. How are you doing a front and rear that requires a roll-on? That doesn't, no, that's not. I'm sorry, buddy. In here doing it again. Approximate gain. That's not happening. We know that from the door. How do you have two gains on the screen? How is that possible? Huh? Like I said, foolish nonsense. This is what I'm talking about, the foolish nonsense. You know why they changed everything? I'll tell you why he changed everything. Because he can't open up that site because we're going to drain those cans, pour that water out of that container, because everything he said in the other demonstration was a complete lie about how it had this water delivery system and how it wasn't a paint, it was this, that, and the other, it was all these things. Yeah, he had to change the entire plant over. There's no way in the world he could open up that website with that lie sitting over top of his head. Anyone would have got a hands on one of those containers and drained all that water out and come back and find out that that paint didn't evaporate, didn't disappear as he claimed it did? Yeah, he already knows that from the door. But you're already stated as a liar anyway. That's why you had to change everything. This is not the first time we've seen him come in with a release. He did it in September, he did it in December, he did it in January. He did one in July. Yeah, he's known for doing that. This is a reputation. We can go back and show you the videos. So you had to go in and change it to one coat because you knew at the end of the day what I said was right. You can only do one container. For you to do 4 containers at 48 would have cost you too much money, and at 160 bucks, you would have basically pushed over your cap, and you would end up owing money instead of making money. So I was right on that right there. And I told you the only way you're going to be able to change this or fix this, you would have to go back to 32 ounces. That's what you would have to do. And now you're sitting here at 32 ounces. Was I right or what? I called it already. And again, this can't be front and rear. Not that's virtually impossible. I would love to see this being painted on for front and rear and not having any imperfections from streaks from a roller. Because the roller will streak the daylights out of this. I know. I used to develop rear projection screen technology. I've been doing it 8 years back. You notice the pictures are missing too, right? Remember the pictures he stole off of Google? Yeah, he removed them. Yeah, he removed them because he had no business putting them there to begin with. They had no business being there to begin with because he stole the images. People getting busted, getting caught doing things they're not supposed to be doing. Gentlemen, look, you can change your name 100,000 times. You can drop the prices and make a difference. You got a lot of backing up to do now. Any products that you bring out from here on in, you're going to have testing behind those products. You're going to have to back up everything that you state into your site. You're going to have to do that. And on top of that, what makes it even worse for you guys is that you're going to have to put your products against house paint. Now that you have an everyday paint like everybody else does, and you're claiming that it's not, but it still is, you're going to have to test your product against Network Grade 773 now. You're going to have to test your product against Slip Silver. Because again, what's the difference between $60 for yours when I can actually get a gallon for far less than $60? And your tests are going to have to be all posted to your website live. You just came into the reality of what your product is actually worth. It's actually worth less than $60 if you can't back it up. So now you have the Network Grade 773 hanging over top of your head. What is the difference between your product? You said right here you have a mid-gray. So what's the difference between me going out and getting a gallon of some Network Grade 773 versus your product? Just because you change out the 4 containers and now you don't have the multiple applications anymore. Do you still have them? I don't know if he has them or not now. To tell you the truth, honestly, I don't see him here in the instructions. There's not much here. He doesn't have anything in here at all, period. And he has 2 gains here. Anybody with half a brain knows that's not even right. See what we have here. Premium. They're all saying the same thing. Like literally, they're all literally saying the same thing. They're not saying anything new. I said make a product line. You're going to have to do, gentlemen, you're going to have to do the same demonstrations that I do. When I bring out a product line, what's the first thing I do? I take my screen, I paint it up. I take my certified screens, I throw it against the screen. We take and swap out multiple projectors in the middle of these demonstrations all the time. In every last demonstration that we do. We throw a white surface up, we throw black surface, everything against our screens. You have to be to knock all that out in one hit. Live. If you're going to be asking for people's money to buy your product, you're going to have to back it up. You're going to have to have a heck of a lot more projectors than what you guys are using. All right, let's see what's going on with this one real quick. It says the same thing the other one says. Same thing, except for different color. One was in mid-gray, says the same thing. 2 different gains. I don't even know how that's even possible. Front and rear, same thing on the other one. And it's a roll-on. I don't know how you're going to do a roll-on on the front and rear. I don't even know how that's even going to work. Because maybe you may be able to paint it down perfectly where you might get no streaks and marks in it, but what about the everyday customer? He or she may not do a good job at it. They may streak the daylights out of the screen, and then they got this imperfection pushing through the other end. That has to be used with a paint cannon only, because it's not going to work well. And again, like I said, you can see right there that the fake images are gone. Let me see. The problem that you have with when you're dealing with a spray-on or roll-on for front and rear application is the fact that, again, the everyday customer, if he or she is not handy with basically applying that application, if it's that thin that you can transfer light through it, they're going to mark the daylights out of the screen. That's what's going to happen. If you're requiring a paint sprayer for it only, then that has to be considered to be a professional kit for people that are actually honed into using the paint can and they're more comfortable with that. And you have to have one that's a roll on. That's how you have to do it. You guys don't know how to put your mindset into the mind of the customer. What's going to happen, the customer's going to get this, they're going to streak the daylights out of their screen. That's what's going to happen. And on top of here, you got 2 gains here. I'm going to copy and paste your right here and put it right into a form site and ask them to explain to me how a screen can have 2 gains on it. You can't have approximate gain if you got 2 gains there. Approximate gain means there's only 1 gain. Can't say, hey, look, landmines are approximately 10 feet from that wall. You can't say approximately 9 to 10. Like 9 to 10, well, which one is it? Is it 9 or is it 10? Because you really don't want to make a mistake on that particular area, do you? So that doesn't make any sense right here. And you have the same thing written here, and you have all the other ones. Nothing new. Gee whiz. Man. Well, first thing first, he can't even have a specification sheet unless he does testing. Let's check the other one. They're all sold out anyway, so you know none of these are available. This is mid. Wait. What the freak? I just hit the same thing twice. What color is this one? Color light gray. Okay, make sure I'm quick. I'm showing this one. Color light gray. I thought I saw the same color twice. Mother freaking George. Literally, you too don't understand your own color of your own product? Gee whiz, I'm looking like, wait a minute, did I just click that shopping cart twice? That's literally the same color. Good gracious. That's the first thing you would realize when you make a screen paint, what color it is when it comes out. Light gray, both light gray. Yeah, okay, that's a good way to start off the bat right there. Light gray. Color light gray. 2 of the same colors. That's just almost as bad as Crow having gunmetal, and none of them are gunmetal, by the way. Neither one of them are gunmetal. Ah, my goodness. I can see you guys. I can see your strategy a mile away. A mile away. All right, so you guys figured you dropped your price at $60, and this is going to have people run into your products. No, it's not going to happen that way, gentlemen. You have literally scammed and done so much stupid stuff that you got caught in that you're going to have to be able to prove on every level that your product is worth buying. You got to build your customers back. You cheated the daylights out of them. You really did. You got videos of you matching house paint. You know how horrible that is? To find out that you got products matching house paint and you're literally in the videos matching the house paint. You know how bad that is? There's no customer going to trust you on the face of the planet. And then this guy, half of his products are water. You're selling products to your customers that half and half is water. How much of that is paint that they bought and how much of it is that water they don't want? Make a whole bunch of accusations on camera. You can't back them up. Can't open up websites. And videos are missing off accounts. Gee, no, there's no way in the world no one's going to touch you with a 10-foot pole. You can drop that stuff down to $10. Nobody will touch you. Same thing. Literally, both the same. Both the same. So that's the third one we hit. The other one's going to definitely say something different. And this one's saying mid-gray. I guarantee every last one of these are off by a couple of shades of black. I guarantee. I've seen this before. I told you, I've been around. You saw the demonstrations. We've been around for a long time. We've seen this before. I've seen this in form sites. People do this stuff before. They're off by a couple of shades off. And it's still saying the same thing. I guess we ran out of lies. Let's go check down the bottom, see if there's anything down there. And he changes over to PSP. I'm gonna leave that one alone. That's just way too easy. Let's hit this one right here. Oh, we hit this one already. One's missing, so I guess they got rid of that one, whatever that was. Oh, that was the other black product he had. This is dark gray. Yep, they're all the same shade. They're literally, you can probably make all of them in one hit. They're literally all the same shade. We got light gray, mid gray, and we got dark gray. They're off by a couple of shades by each. Yes, literally, but this is black and white paint. Yeah, black and white paint. They're testing the alarm systems today. Black and white paint. That's it. Let me see. 8.5 to 8.5. Let's see right there, 8 to 8.5. Let's see what we got here. Next application. Am I gonna run out there and look? Why? I'm on the first floor. All my stuff is insured. Don't care. That's pretty much where I land. I get all my stuff insured until I move to someplace. See what we got going on right here. I don't see any smoke or anything, no fires, so I'm good. Let's see. Yeah. Black. That's the only one. They're all by different shades. So pretty much the entire product line is off by a different shade. That's pretty much what it is. Is that mine going up or that's theirs? That's mine that went off. I'm curious what that one's about for. Hold on a minute. I'll be back. I gotta check this out real quick. That was fun. That was mine that triggered off. Yep. No, it wasn't the carbon dioxide. I was going to tell the carbon dioxide unit, but it wasn't. It was just basic smoke detector. That's basically about all. At least we know they work. Ha 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 ha. I don't get worried about some people. I usually run for what? Any burning buildings? I've actually survived at the end of the day. I'm on the first floor. Like literally, I can just open up a window and just climb out. There we are. Everything I have in here is insured, so yeah, and all my stuff is backed up, and I got money in my account, so I'm good. All I gotta do, and I got family down here too, just pop out of the house. I need a place to chill for a bit, and then go pop up another place. Oh, that's even fantastic. That means that drops my lease on here even faster, which gives me access to, oh yeah, don't get any ideas, but that did happen. There was a fire here? Man, that means I'm out of my lease easily. And that means I can go get my land. Oh yeah, I'm good. But anyway, let's move on. I don't get panic over stuff like that. I'm thinking it's out in the hallway. I'm like, oh, it's inside. They're probably panicking upstairs. Like, oh my God, this place is probably going down. No. Don't even bother knocking on my door either. They know better than that. Don't knock on my door. Let's see. Okay, right here. Wait, they're all front and rear? No. I'm not even going to bother entertaining this. We're not entertaining this. This is just too funny. This is not going to happen. I'm sorry. He doesn't even have enough tests to even support this. I'm sorry, buddy. Sorry about that, people. I've been in the field for a while. There's no way in the world this is ever supported. No way in the world this is supported. This is fake. It's so phony. This is more phony baloney nonsense. This is a black technology. We developed black technology from the door. So I already know from the door. You have the same specifications there for every single one of them. And then you're saying this is both going to be front and rear projection. Yeah, front and rear projection. Rear projection in black technology is very difficult. But this is going to be funny. I'm not even going to bother entertaining this. Designed for all forms of projectors, ultra short throws, an ultra short throw. Yeah, that's going to be interesting to watch. And it has 2 forms of gain on it. That's not going to happen. I'm sorry. That's the first red flag right there. That the fact that you have 2 gains on it, that's the first red flag. So that's something wrong right there. Quick. Yeah, this is not happening. That's not even happening. You got to change all of this. This is based on the previous instructions. So you got 32 ounces, and you're going to go in and basically do that whole cup section, which 1/4 cup for each one. No, that doesn't make any sense. Same instructions are here. Yeah, same instructions. There's no change on this at all, period. And on top of that, buddy boy, you still can't use this at all because you don't own the rights to the name and you don't own the rights to, let me see what he has right here. You can change it, he don't even own the name rights to that. It's not even his. Yep. You can't use that either. That's not yours. That belongs to somebody else in England. That's theirs. Well, basically, what I read off the site, I mean, pretty much, I'm pretty sure him and Jamie are doing some $60 drop. I don't care, gentlemen. You have a lot of testing to do. You have so much testing to do in your product, it's not even funny. As I told you before, if you're going to basically wipe that stain off, y'all, you're going to have to basically, they call it, I forgot the name of it. You have to rebuild the product from the ground up. That's what they're going to have to do. You're going to have to basically wipe everything, all your videos, all that stuff, everything's going to have to go because you got caught basically busted multiple times on your products not doing exactly what they were supposed to do. So you're going to have to re-engineer? Yeah, re-engineer all your stuff. You're going to have to. You're definitely going to have to. Jamie, I'm not bothered going into your site. I need my brain cells. I got work to do today. Other than that, no. In order for them to sell any products and to get what they feel that they should deserve out of their products, you're going to have to test your stuff. That's what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to do the same thing I've been telling you from day one. You're going to have your products tested. You're going to have to do them live. You're going to have to do them camera. You're going to show people that your products actually work. If you don't have those tests, no one's going to buy your stuff. And no one should have been buying your stuff to begin with. The reason why I can get the price that I can get for my products because I can show myself beating and blowing out $500, $5,000, and $3,000 projection screens. This is what's going on behind me right now. Get mad at me and say, oh, we didn't deserve. Yeah, I worked hard, man. I worked very hard. I was here longer than you guys ever were. It's one of my favorite shows to watch. Treat it like a TV.
That's from a South Park episode about Oprah.
I'm gonna turn my lights on there too while I'm at it. All right, people. With that being said, I am going to get ready to get some things done, and that's basically about it. Like I said, do your research before you buy this stuff from these people. Make sure you do your research. And if you have any questions from us, feel free to contact us, call us, and ask us whatever you need to ask us. With that being said, gotta go, and God bless.